first conditional tag. So there is a conditional tag here. So what is that conditional tag is? Conditional tag. Okay. Now inside the template, if you want to check the condition, you can try to check the condition by using one tag. And what is the name of the tag is percentage if. Percentage if some condition and again percentage. And then every if is end with. Every if is end with what here? End if. So percentage and one more is what? End if. So that is the name of the tag. So every tag will have the beginning. See, every tag is having beginning as well as what here? Ending. So you are trying to say percentage if and then it followed by what here? Condition. And you are including number of statements. And then every if is end with what here? End. So you can say this is a beginning of the tag and this is a end of the tag, right? So this is yours. This conditional tag is embedded. This conditional tag is embedded. Embedded means inserted within template. Within template for checking what here? Conditions. Okay, this conditional tag is embedded within template. Within template for checking what here? Conditions. It is used or it is embedded within template for checking conditions. So what is the syntax of this conditional tag is? Okay, you may write a conditional tag like this percentage if and it followed by what here? Condition. So this is beginning of the tag and this is percentage and percentage. And then here you are including number of tags. Here you are including number of tags. You are including number of tags. And every tag is end with what here? Percentage. And if you can write one more tag. What is the tag you can write else? So there is a percentage what here? Else. There is a percentage else and percentage. And here also include what here? Tags. And every tag, if is ended with what here? Ended. Now you can see this is a syntax of which tag here? Conditional tag. So if followed by some condition and then you include the tags and else followed by again tags. So this is beginning, yes. This is a beginning and this is a ending. Okay, right? So now you can see the official documentation for more about this. Okay, if so if you see the official documentation, now here you have an if, say this is a if tag. And you can write a simple if. See, there is multiple, you can write it. You can write a simple if. Okay, only if also you can write. And if followed by which one here? Else. And always the if is end with what here? End. If tag evaluates a variable and if the variable is true, then what will happen? It returns a Boolean expression. Okay, it is okay, right? And if it is a false, then it returns a false Boolean value. Now, based on the Boolean value, it execute either if block or it execute what? Else block. And you can also write. So you can also write. Now this is if and else. This is if and else. And you can also write if and else if. So that is nothing but, okay, you are writing percentage if followed by percentage if followed by what here? Condition. Then again percentage. And here you are writing a tags then percentage else, and percentage else if. Okay, else if again you are writing one more condition. So if you want to check multiple conditions, then you are using one more tag. And what is the name of the tag here? Else if. And else if and include number of tags. And then this is a block. This tags is nothing but what here? Block. So this is a block one. And you can say this is what here? Tags. Collection of tags, or the same thing you can call it as a block two. So like this, you can have any number of conditions. So you can write one condition or you can write multiple conditions. But if you want to write a conditions, if you want to write a condition, you have to use some Boolean operators. Now these are the Boolean operators. You can use it like double equal, not equal, less than. Relational operators like double equal, not equal, same like Python. Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, in operator, not in operator, is operator, and what is not operator. It is and is not operators. Is and is not operators are identity operators, and these are membership operators. And you can also use the logical operators like and or operators, right? So these operators are same. You don't require to think about these operators. Whatever operators you are using in Python code, all the operators you can include as a part of which one? DJANGO template language, right? So let me tell you this example, simple example. See, I'm telling you with a simple example, not complex examples here. No indentation is required here. There's no indentation. You're not writing a Python code. You're not writing the Python code. You're writing which one? DTL. So there's no indentation or there's no, this thing is required. Okay, right? So else should be closed. I closed else, right? See, else should be closed. Yes, sir. Okay, else beginning will be there. So there is a beginning and there is what? Ending. So here I write, right? Else should be closed. Else if, and else is there and end if. But one if should be end with what? End if. Because this is one, this is else if, right? So if followed by what here? End if. So okay, I'm writing one more example of this DTL, right? So I'm writing a view. Now there is a view and view 2. So where I send a request. In this only I'm writing it. Okay. So I write simply a equal to 10. I'm sending from view to what? Template. I'm sending from view to template. So there are two values. One is A and one more is what? B. So here I'm saying response, a simple example, response equal to render. Okay, request comma, I'm writing a DTL2.html, DTL2.html, and there is a context. Context is a dictionary. Key is a A and value is also A. And key is a B and value is what here? B. So I'm sending within the dictionary as a key and values. But here already we put all the data into a dictionary and we are sending to what here? Context. But here directly we are storing in what? Dictionary, and we are sending it. So then return. Okay, return. What it returns here? Response. So render returns which object? HTTP response object. So render returns which object? HTTP response object. So here I'm writing return response, and here I'm adding one template. So DTL, what is the template I'm adding here? DTL2.html. Okay, this is my template. This is my template. And here I just wanted to find max of these two numbers. Basic examples I'm taking to understand this syntax here, right? So I want to find the max of these two numbers. One is A and one more is what? B. So is it A, B values are referred in context with what name? A and B only. It is referred with what name? A, B. A, B. It is referred with A, B only. Now what is my tag is if tag name is what? If A is greater than B, I just write if A is greater than B. Okay, if A is greater than B, open the block and here I'm just writing some H2. So max is, okay, max is, I'm inserting which value? A value. I'm inserting a value and tag. What is this tag is? else tag. This is else tag. And then I'm saying some H2. Okay, H2. And here I'm writing max is, what is the value I'm inserting? B value. So what is the tag I'm using here? If A is greater than B, I'm inserting the value of A within the template. Otherwise, I'm inserting value of what? B. So this is a condition. My condition is A greater than B, right? So okay. Then next, for this view, okay, for this view, I'll create what URL. For this view, I'll create the URL. So that is nothing but view. So this is a view. What is that? 2, right? Yes. So there must be and if. So percentage and if. So if followed by what here? And if, right? So from application one dot views import. So I try to import. So all, and here I'm trying to send a request to what is the name of the view 2, comma, what is the name of this here? View 2. Now this is a URL. I define the URL and just go to the settings and try to install the application. So that is application 1 and try to define the template path. So what is the template path? Base directory slash templates. Base directory slash templates. Okay. So define the base directory. Now template path is defined. That's all. So next, go to terminal here. So open the terminal here, right? So open the terminal right now. Python manage dot sorry Python manage dot py. I said here run server. Okay, right now once you run this, now send a request. Okay, send a request to which one? View 2. Now if any error is there in template, it will show you where in the browser. If any error is there in template, it will show you in the browser, right? So here, now you are trying to say A greater than B, but it is given error, right? Saying that could not parse the remainder called greater than B. Okay, now what I'm doing is just go to the template DTL2. Now here I'm just giving a space. What I'm doing here, I'm giving a space saying A greater than, yes, I'm just giving a space saying that A greater than B. I just given the space A greater than B, right? Okay. Now after this, I'm trying to refresh this. Now you can see the maximum is what here? 20. So whenever you are using operators, whenever you are using, this is what you have to remember. You have to give the space. You have to give the space between the operator and what? Operands. If you don't give the space between the operand and operands, it will try to give what here? Error. It will try to give the error. So that is what you have to remember. Whenever you give the operators, operator, then give the space between the operands and operator. If you don't give the space between the operator and operand, then you may get the syntax error. Okay, right? So I change the value. I just go to the views.py. Now this time I just give this value as what here? 100. So in this case, which one is the maximum is A is a maximum. So what is the maximum is 100, right? So this is, yes. But whenever you want to perform any arithmetic operations, you don't do any calculations in template. You don't write any business logic in what? Template. In template, what logic write? You write only presentation logic. In template, you don't write any arithmetic calculations. You don't write any operations. You don't write any operations. Whatever operations you want to do it, you do the operations in what? View. Whatever operations you want to do it, you do the operations in view, and that result is sent to what? Template. Telling or not, right? So suppose now I'm trying to use view 3 is there. Now there is a request here. I'm just copying only the views here. Okay, view. This is an example. So this is in views dot. Okay, I'll copy complete thing at once. Okay, right? So there is a view 3. There is a view 3 is there. So where I'm trying to, okay, there is an average. Okay, there is an average. Average equal to some 70. Average equal to what? 70. I want to find now there is an average of the student and there is a name of the student. Actually, you can send this data from browser, but I'm not sending the data from browser. Okay, browser to view and view to what? Template. Okay. But here I'm trying to send the data from view to what? Template. I'm sending the data from view to template. Now this is a name and this is what here? Average. Now what is my requirement is I want to find the grade. What is my requirement is I want to find the grade. So I just write here render. So render, I'm sending a request to comma. Now here I'm trying to put one more example, DTL3 dot HTML, and here I'm creating a context, and this context is a dictionary which contain the key and values. Name comma name. Okay, then next is average colon. What is that? Average. So how many values you are sending to the template here? Two values. One is a name and one more is a average. Okay. Now next what you have to do is you have to create one template. So create one template. And what is a template? DTL3. Create a template, and within the template, now first what you're doing is you're trying to insert the name. Okay, now this is a student name. Okay, student name, and you are inserting what here? Name. So value name is inserted, and then next I'm trying to check the condition if if average is greater than, if average is greater than what here? 90. If average is greater than 90, then here I'll say some H2. Okay, some grade is what here? A. Grade is what here? A, right? And else if I'm writing here else if EL if average is what here? Greater than 60, and average is less than, okay, greater than or equal to 60, and less than, I'm writing here less than what here? 90. If our average is greater than or equal to 60 and average is less than 90, then here I'm writing H2. Grade is I'm writing grade is what here? B. Okay, else I'm writing here else. Okay, else directly I'm writing else. So there is a percentage again here, right? So less than or equal to. Okay, I just take less than or what here? Equal. Less than or equal to. Okay, else I'm writing a H2. Okay, the grade is, here I'm saying grade is what here? See. Okay, right? So here, are you check one condition or multiple conditions? Multiple conditions. Not one condition. See, all these operators you can use it. So these are called relational operators. You can say greater than or equal, less than or equal. All these are called which operators? Relational operators, right? So this is inside what here? Template. Now after this, go to urls.py and define the URL for this view. So path, I'm just defining the path view 3, comma, what is the name of the view? View 3. The name of the view is view 3, right? I said no, if you have any errors, uh, and if not given, okay. If any errors are there, I said no, you don't get that error set server level, but you get that error set browser, right? So there is a if followed by what here? And if. So there is a if and then what here? And if, right? So percentage. Okay. Now just send a request here. And what is the name of the view? Okay, the name of the view is what? View 3. The name of the view is view 3. You can see the student name and what is the grade is B. Now I change it. Okay, I change the marks here. In the view, I change the marks from 70 to what here? Some 90, 98. Okay, some 98 I've given average, right? Now when I say refresh, now what is the grade is A grade, right? So I change this to what here? Some 60. I change this to 60. And if I refresh, the grade is B, or I change to some 40, right? Now the grade is, what is the grade is here? See. Then how can you check multiple conditions by using which tag? If tag. Understood? Understood this if tag? Okay, this if is called which tag here? Conditional tag. This if is called as a conditional tag, right? So, okay. Now this is an example here. See, we'll try to do this with database, but now you are just learning syntax. What you're learning? Syntax. How to use this if tag, right? So here I developed two views. Now this is in views.py and these are templates. So there is a DTL2.html. Error page. That is error page. Error page here. That is error page. You get the server side also, but you'll get complete error information. You get server side also. You will get at server side also here. Okay. But that is not in readable position. So you can see in the browser. Errors will be generated by server only. But whatever error is there, that is displayed in the console. In the server console or terminal, it will display. And it will also generate one error, right? See, it will not display blank, right? Will it display blank? Suppose you write a Python program. Python interpreter will check the errors or not. Yes. If there is errors, will it be a blank? Show the errors. Show the errors. Getting on or it means DTL engine is there. What is the role of DTL engine? Checking the errors. Is it your tag is valid or not? If the tag is valid, then it interprets. If the tag is not, if its tag is valid, it interprets. Means it parse it. It will parse it. Okay. If tag is not valid, then it generates what? error. But that error should be displayed to the browser or not? Browser means client. Yes or no? Browser means what here? Client. Always your server will not be here, right? Server will be there in your system. Server will be there in your system or some other system? Some other system. An internet server is there in your system? No. Server will not be there in your system. Somewhere else. Okay, now you are developing project in one system and you're deploying in the server. Now you test it from browser. If any error, you go to server. You go to server system. If it is there in US, you'll go to US. No, no. So it will show you in the browser saying that, okay, this is a mistake, right? Yes. So this is DTL2 and this is DTL3 dot DTL3 dot HTML. Okay, right? Okay, then next tag is, now is it this conditional tag is clear? You understood what is the conditional tag? Is it clear or not? Yes. The next tag is, okay, we'll try to see the looping tag and what, there is only one looping tag and that is what? For. So next what I'm talking about is looping tag and this is for, okay, this is for iterating values from iterables. This is for iterating values from iterable. Now looping tag. So it means what Django tells is you don't require to learn anything. Generally, all these things you do it by using what? JavaScript. All these things you can do by using what? Java. Now, is it required to use JavaScript here? No, you don't require because you are trying to perform certain operations by using which one? DTL. You are making your pages dynamic by using which one? DTL. Correct or not? Okay, so you are trying to check the condition by using DTL. You are trying to use the for loop by using DTL. But when you learn HTML, CSS, you are trying to do all this by using what? JavaScript. But JavaScript is a client side or server side? Client side. And when JavaScript code is executed within the browser. But DTL is parsing is done not in the browser. It is done at what? Server side. That is that process you call it as rendering. That process you call it as what? Rendering. Right? Render. You'll say no render. What is a written type of render is HTTP response. Render written type is HTTP response. Now, if you see the looping tag, there is only one looping tag is there. And what is the name of the tag is? For. So for, so what do you write here? Variable, for variable name in what is that? Iterable. For variable name is iterable. Now there is a percentage is open, percentage is end, and what is the name of the tag? For. Now tell me, can you build your own tags? Can you build your own tags? Yes. Custom tags generation also you can do it. I'll tell you how to build your own tags. How to build your own tags means every tag is one Python program. You have to remember this. Every tag is one Python program. But are you writing a Python program in HTML? No. You are using that Python program with one name. What is that name is? Tag name. What is that name is? Tag name. I'll tell you how to build your own tags. Custom tags development also there. When existing tags doesn't fulfill your requirement, then you build your own tags. When existing tags doesn't fulfill your requirement, then you build your own tags. We'll see that. We'll see that how to build your own tags. So what is a tag is? Generally, what is a tag is a Python program here. Because whenever you are talking about HTML, when you say HTML, layman cannot understand layman cannot, I mean, suppose a person doesn't know Python, still he want to develop which code, template code. Still he want to develop which code, template code. Then how he can develop template code? He know only HTML. He doesn't know which code, Python code. Then he can he able to write a Python code within the template? No, because he doesn't know Python. Then how you refer that Python code? By simply using what name? Tag name. Getting on. So every tag behind there is a Python code. Every tag behind there is a Python code. So for variable name in iterable, for variable name in iterable, and this is one block. Now you write a block of statements here, a block of tags. This you can call it as block of which one? Tags, block of tags, and every for is end with what here? And for. So there is a beginning of the tag and there is what? End of the tag. So generally tags will have a beginning as well as what? Ending, right? Yes or no? But there are some tags which doesn't have a beginning and ending. Those tags are called what? Tell me here. The tag which doesn't have beginning and ending are called which tags? Only having beginning but doesn't have ending. Huh? Self self projected tags, unpaid tag, self closed tags. Okay. Any other name? Any other name is there? Huh? Empty tags, unpaid tags, empty tags. There are different names are there. Whatever you said is correct only, right? So loops over each item in array making the item available in what making the item available in a context variable. Means if you want to iterate the data available in which one? Context. Then you can go for which one? For. So making loops over each item in what? Array. Array is nothing but what here? List. Array is nothing but what here? List. It can be a list or it can be a dictionary. But actually dictionary contain what? Key and values. Dictionary contain what here? Key and values. Void tags. Okay. So different names by different people. But anyway, so you can call it as unpaid tags, self-closing tags. All these are one and the same. Unpaid tags, self-closing tags, empty tags. Okay. Okay, right? Let me tell you an example on this. For example, there is a view. Okay, there is a view 3. View 4 is there. Now there is a request. Now here I have an email list. What is the name of the list here? Email list, which contain the list of email IDs. Okay, which contain the list of email IDs. Okay. So now this is, now I'm just writing a Naresh IT at the rate some nareshit.com. Okay. Okay, Naresh IT at the rate nareshit.com. Some Ramesh at the rate some gmail.com. So you have a list of email IDs. Okay, right? So these are list of email IDs. Okay, now this list I want to display within the template. This list I want to display in what? Template. Then what will I do? I'll say response equal to what here? Render. Render, what is that? Request comma. What is the template? Some DTL what? 4 dot HTML. DTL4 dot HTML comma context. So context always contain the key and values. What is the name of the key? Email list. So I'm using the same key. Okay, same name as a key. List name as a key. Any name you can give it, but I'm using which name as a key? List name as a key. But any name you can use it, but I'm using which name as a key? List name as a key. What is the list name? Email list. What is the key is email list. So in context is nothing but context. Generally context, class context, object context, function context. Context and now class context. This is class context. Means where you live, where it reside. Okay, that is called as a context. The space. Context is nothing but a space. Suppose this context refers to which context? Page context. This context refers to which context? Page context. It means within the template you refer this list with what name? Within the template, you refer the list with what name? Email list. Email list. Suppose instance variables will be there, no? So whenever you create object, your instance variables get created in what? Object. So instance variable space is created within which context? Object context. Class variables create allocate memory within which context? Class context, because that is refer with what name? Class name. That is refer with what name? Object name. But here it is referred with what name? Page. Within the page context, you are trying to refer it with what name? Email list. So context is nothing but a space. Okay, context is nothing but a, you can, in context of, when you are talking, right, in context of this, in context of Python. Python is an interpreted language. In context of Python, Python is an interpreted language. So what is the context here? Python. Here, what is the context here? Page. Within the page, now you are referring this list with what name? Email list. So return, what you written here? Response. You return the response, right? So just create a detail. So DTL4 dot HTML. So written is there, no? Right. Huh? DTL4 dot HTML, right? So now this is my HTML. Now in this, I want to iterate it. Now I'm creating a table. So there's a table, and if you want to give the some border 2, and then what? So width equal to what? 100%. I just take the width as a 100%. Okay, now I'm using a tag. What is the tag I'm using for variable name? What is a variable name? Email in. Email in. What is the name of the list? Email list. For email in, what is the name of the list? Email list. Email list. So it means every time you are reading one value from what here? List, and you are assigning to which variable? Email. Now in this, I'm creating a row every time with TD table column. So TD. Okay, TD. So I just write a TD here. So here, what will I insert here? Email. I'm trying to insert a value called email. Only one column. I'm not creating number of columns. I created only one column. Now every for must be end with what here? End for. So percentage. Now this is the end of the tag. This is the beginning of the tag, and this is what? End of the tag. So for this view, you create what? URL. So there is a path, and what is the path is view 4. Path is view 4, comma view 4, view 4 here. Okay, right? Yes. Okay, now just run this. So what is the tag URL is view 4. Now you can see Naresh Shetty, Ramesh, Kishore, and one more is Rajesh. But where is the border and all the things here? Spelling uh, right? Now these are Naresh and yes. But this data is sent from where? This data is sent from where? View. We send this data from view to what? Template. But in application development, you get the data from you get the data from where? Model, and then you send it to what? Template. But how you send it to the template? How you send it to the template by rendering into what? Context. Right? Suppose now there is a dictionary. Now view 5. Now here I'm writing a request. Now this is what dictionary. There is one dictionary, and what dictionary contain the key and values. What dictionary contain key and values, right? Now there is a dictionary called some marks dictionary is there. So there is a marks dictionary, and what this dictionary contain is name. There is a name. There is a name, and there is a list which contain what here? Marks. There is a name. Name is a key, and list is what here? Values. Okay. Now here marks. These are the marks. Okay, these are marks here, right? So I think this example you understood, right? Here we are reading which data. In this example, we are reading which data? List data. In this example, we are reading which data? List data. But in this example, you are reading which data? Dictionary data. So what dictionary contain the key and values? The dictionary contain the key and values, right? Now here I try to send a data. Now here I am saying response equal to render. Here I am saying request comma DTL DTL5 dot HTML, and here I am writing a context. And what is the name of the key is marks. The key is a marks, and value is which one? Marks again. So return, what you written here? Response. Now create a template. So create a template. So create a template. Now DTL5 dot HTML. Yeah. DTL5 dot HTML. Now in this, I want to read both key as well as what? Values. I want to read both key and values. Then again here I'm creating a table. So table, some border. I just given border is some 1, and I just taken the width as a how much here? 100%. Okay, now this is my table, and table is having table row. And here I'm writing table heading. And what is the table heading is student name. Table heading is a student name, and table heading is this is which marks here? Subject 1 marks. Correct? Yes or no? This is which marks here? Subject 2. And there is a table heading. This is which marks here? Subject 3. Okay, then after that, for. Now you are using which tag here? For tag. For, what is it? Key and values. What is the key is here? Name. Comma, name, comma, what is that here? Marks. Okay, I just take it as subjects. Subjects. Per name, comma, subjects in, what is the name of the dictionary? What is the name of the dictionary? Marks. Context name is what here? Marks. Marks dot items. Marks dot items. I just use what here? Items. You don't require to put the parenthesis. Whenever you want to call any method or function, you don't require to put what here? Parenthesis. You can call it directly. You can call it what here? Directly. Okay, directly you can call it by just giving what here? Items. Key comma value. Key is nothing but what here? Name. Value is nothing but what here? Subjects. Now here I'm creating table row. Sorry. Okay, table row. And within this table data. What you are trying to insert here? Name. In first column, you insert what? Name. And in the second column, I want subject 1, subject 2, and subject 3. But where is subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 in one list? Is a subject is list or not? Yes. Subject is a list. So here I use one more for loop. Here I'm using what? One more for loop by saying for, okay, some SEN for SEN, what is the name of the list? Subject. What is the name of the list? Subject. Now TD, what you are trying to insert? What you are trying to insert? Yes. What you are trying to insert? S. Okay. So it is number of columns. It will create number of columns within the same row. So for should have the beginning and for should have what here? Ending. And here I'm saying end for. So this is the beginning of the for loop and this is what? End of the for loop. And this is the beginning of the for loop. And this is what here? End of the for loop. So for must be followed by which one? End for. See here. Understood? So here I use a for loop inside a for loop. So this outer for is reading the data from where? Dictionary. This outer for is reading the data from dictionary. And inner for is reading the data from what? List. Okay, then now this is your view. And this go for urls.py and define the path. So path, now here I'm writing view 5, comma, what is the name of the view? View 5, right? Yes. Now send a request here. Now slash, now what is the name of the view? View 5. You can see student name, subject 1, subject 2, and what is that? Subject 3. Student name, subject 1, subject 2, and subject 3. I want even result. I want even what? Result. I want result. Can I find the result? Okay, right now this is how you are sending the dictionary. Dictionary contain what here? Key and values. Dictionary contain the key and values. Now suppose I don't want to read all the values. I don't want to read all the values. I don't want to read all the values. Okay, right? See, always you don't read all the values, right? You want to read a specific value from list. How you read a specific value from list? Using index. Using index. How can you read the specific value from dictionary? Using key. Yes or no? Always you don't read all the values. Okay, if you want to read all the values, then go for what? For loop. But you don't want to read all the values. You want to read a specific value. Then how can I read the specific value? If it is a list, you read the specific value using what? Index. This example you understood? This example, is it clear? This one? Outer for loop I'm using to read content from what? Dictionary. And inner for loop, now see here, name is a string. Subject is what? List. Name is a string and subject is a list. So here I inserted name. Then I read each subject and insert which one? Subject. So inside a for loop, I write another for loop. I don't want to read all the values. I don't want to read all the values. If you want to read all the values, then only you go for what? For loop. Okay, for example, I'm sending a list. Okay, there is a list called, suppose, there is a list called which one? A is a list contain A is a list which contain 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. A is a list which contain 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now I'm saying here response equal to render a request comma DTL 6.html. Then here I'm writing a context. I'm defining the context here. What is the context is? Context name is what? A. Context value is what? A. And return response. Now I'm trying to create one template. So here I'm